Spheriz Cup 5, ladies and gentlemen, the grand final is underway. The hype is big, the pressure is high, and we have the 4 finalists that went all the way through the bracket, starting a month ago in the online qualifiers, going through the semifinals now, earlier today in Nantes, France, defeating their opponents in each of their semifinals, and now they are back for the grand final, playing it out for a prize pool of €2,000. We have Reflex Gwen, the 14-year-old rising star in the TrackMania scene, 14 Reflex from France right now, competing against Soulja from Belgium, who has played an amazing performance so far. hugo220, his first LAN appearance ever in his TrackMania career, from Team Exalti from France, also joining in the grand final. And last but not least, we have Big Massa from Germany for Berlin International Gaming, who is gonna go all in this match as well. €1,300 is on the line for the victorious player that is going to be defeating all of his opponents here tonight in Nantes. €500 are going to go onto the bank account of the second place player, 150 for third and 50 for fourth. So quite some big numbers that are on the grill today. Good luck, have fun. We are going to be beginning with Good Luck SF. And we have a point limit of 150, so 20 points more than in the semifinals. 150, the rest is going to remain the same, and we are going to be going live right here. 150, of course, with finalist mode, meaning that once you cross the point limit of 150, you still need to win another round to secure your position. Going on to the first round, we have Hugo, Gwen, Massa right now on the first 3 positions. Massa with a bit more speed, passing Gwen, and Hugo releasing a bit too much here, going into the right-hander, allowing Massa to come dangerously close, going over that green part, over the grass. And now we have the first shortcut. Of course, the Spheriz Cup map pack involving a lot of the shortcuts. Massa barely able to unturtle himself. That was a bit lucky for him, but still a massive time loss here for him. Gwen got away the nicest here. He is on first, followed by Soulja, Hugo, and Massa, who is finding himself multiple seconds behind. Already 4 seconds lost for the German player. So that is a rather weak beginning into this match for the German player. Coming down to the ending now, Gwen has a very comfortable lead to work with. Hugo going over that hole, almost lost contact to the ground right there. Barely able to jump over the wall into the finish, but he manages to do so and gets 4 points. Gwen with 10, 57.3. Great beginning here for the youngster. Soulja on second, Hugo on third, and Massa still has not reached the finish line. There he goes with a 16.5 second deficit. So the first 10 points are going towards Gwen. That is a very good beginning for him. And in the preview earlier that I showed, he seemed very confident, despite being aware that his opponents can also beat him at any point. So that is definitely something that might pan out to something completely different at the end of the day. Let's take a look at round number 2. Gwen taking the lead once again. Hugo stumbling a bit over that Randstein. Soulja going out really wide, almost going into that wall right there. That was really close by the Belgian player, but he's able to stabilize. Now the jump. Gwen getting a really nice flat angle for the landing. Massa gets it as well. Soulja gets it as well. And Hugo as well. 3 people going for the shortcut, for the second shortcut right here. Soulja clips and flips. Hugo also lost his speed, and Gwen the only one that survives. Massa went for the safe approach, snacks Hugo right here on the wall, but Gwen is too far away, so that might be a second place for the German player right here, which is good after that 4th place that he took in the previous round. Clips the edge, and he goes for the safe strategy. He knew that he didn't have enough speed, and there goes that second place for Massa. Great decision making though by Massa, because if he actually went for that bubble jump, then he would have most likely not made it. So that was at least a good reflex right there by Massa, but that costs him 2 points right there. Gwen with the next 10 points and clocks in a 55.15. That is absolutely incredibly fast, actually. Gwen out of his mind right now. Gwen with a clean sweep in the grand final so far. Hugo with 10, Soulja with 9, and Massa with 7. Next round underway. Gwen with an insane beginning here once again, but overslides a little bit here, too much on the platform. allowing Massa to come in a little bit closer, but Gwen with more exit speed. A little bit of a back and forth right here between Gwen and Massa, but now we have the decisive part. It is Gwen and Massa going for it. Massa might have a little bit too much of a two-wheel landing. No, it's actually fine. Massa keeping a very good amount of speed, and he goes out wide. He travels a bit more distance to get a bit more speed to make sure that he makes that jump, and he makes it right there. Even he had to release a little bit, so he might not have enough speed right there. You saw Massa crawling up the wall right there, getting passed by Mr. Reflex Gwen right here. So Gwen up to first place again, Massa on second. Will he avoid that edge another time? Yes, he will. And Gwen will take it right here. 56.05, 56.6 by Gwen and Massa. Very, very good times up front. Hugo taking third, and Soulja is still in the wall. So that is an absolutely atrocious round here by Venture Soulja, who is 17.5 seconds behind. Clips another time, but manages to finish. So Soulja getting 3 points out of this one. Gwen continues his clean sweep. 30 points and already has double the points than his opponents. Hugo 14, Massa 13, and Soulja with 12. Unbelievable. Round number 4. Let's go. Who is gonna defeat Gwen? He seems to be really, really good on this map. Things can, of course, be changing on other maps, but I think Gwen right now has a very, very good package to win the 1,300 euro here. And as a 14-year-old guy, that is very, very good pocket money, if I may say so myself. This round going well for the 14-year-old player once again. Oh, but Hugo really, really attacking here with a low jump, but a bit too much of an oversteer. And Gwen, this is just unbelievable. Gwen on another banger of a time. He goes for the second shortcuts, lands it very nicely as well on top of that. So he is gonna be on first place still. Soulja went for the jump. Massa went for the outside approach together with Hugo. So they will meet at the ending. Oh, Massa full stop right there, and has to respawn on the wall since he crashed in the freewheel section. Gwen, oh my days, 54.925 by Gwen, and the clean sweep continues. The clean sweep continues. 40 points for Gwen. He is playing out of his mind right now. Soulja on P2, Hugo on P3, and Massa taking last. So between Hugo, Massa, and Soulja, it's always a back and forth. You can clearly see that they are only 2 points apart from each other after the first map. And then there's Gwen, who is on a completely different planet right now. But yeah, that's maybe the advantage of being young. You don't really know how to... Like, pressure situations aren't maybe as prominent as for players that are more experienced or older people that have seen a bit more from life. You know, Gwen still being young, 14 years old. Maybe he's not really used. Maybe he doesn't care. He just wants to play his game. And yeah, just performs absolutely outstandingly so far. So our second map is going to be Sel Yong. We see a new map rotation for the grand final. The semi-finals have had their own separate map rotation. But here we're going to see Sel Long, a map that we haven't seen before. So this is the first time these players are going to be playing this one. And I think on this one a lot can happen. And the reason for that is the ending. We're going to be coming up to the ending soon. And these players are going to be demonstrating how to drive it, or maybe how not to drive it. Because this ending is actually really difficult to drive. So we have this very decorated ending into this... wow, Soulja almost getting a super low jump. But yeah, that's basically the risky strat that you can do. So you need to launch yourself up the quarter pipe. Avoid all the obstacles in the air. And then go into the finish line. So this is really difficult. Where is it? I have no orientation. Here it is. So you launch yourself upwards. And make sure that you don't go too low. Hit this. Don't go too far right and hit this and hit the finish line. Alternatively, you can take this route all around, but this is like 5 seconds slower. So this is one of the most difficult finishes in this entire Spheriz Cup map pack. And of course, the players are being put on the test by driving this map in the grand final under extreme pressure situations. Soulja died, didn't carry enough speed through this to pass the jump, so he will be dead last. For first place, we have a fight between Gwen and Massa right now. Gwen carrying a lot of speed right here. Here in this jump, you can actually hit your forehead on this control box right here. Gwen almost making contact with the pillar on the left side. There was barely any centimeter left between the car and the wall right there. But he remains on the first place and continues to maybe get more 10 points right here. Gwen with a 0.3 advantage over Hugo, who went for an overtake on German player Massa on that straight. Coming down to the ending now, who's gonna get it the best? Gwen yeeting himself up front right here, and he crashes! Everyone, nay! Oh no, everyone didn't make it! But Gwen still was able to finish. Gwen still finished somehow, but the other players all died. The other players all died, so Gwen still managed to finish right here with a 51-6. So the finish actually didn't look as bad as I thought it would be. So Gwen must have gotten a really lucky bounce into the finish line somehow. And then we have Soulja, Hugo and Massa being multiple seconds behind. Gwen with 50 points after 5 rounds. And he continues to show no weakness at all. Very difficult jump here to line up properly. With too much speed, you can actually make contact with the inflatable palm trees there. So you need to make sure that you line yourself up and that you don't have too much speed. So similar to this jump, you will actually get punished if you have too much speed. Hugo now getting a bad landing right there. Wasn't able to keep control over his car and hit the pillar. Gwen again in the lead. What a surprise. But Massa is coming closer. He has a tiny tad more speed right there. Lands a bit too much in the drift though. Will lose that momentum that he had as a tiny advantage here. Going on to the blue part now. Gwen with a no slide. Massa sliding in, now the jump. Looking good for Gwen right there. Massa gets it as well. Fantastic times in the top 2. Gwen with a 50.961. Massa with a 51.23. And normally, you have so good chances to win a round with a 51.2. But against Gwen, you just get second. There's just no way. Gwen continues the clean sweep once again. 6 out of 6. Soulja taking 3rd and Hugo taking last place with 20.5 seconds of a disadvantage. 60 points against 28, 25 and 25. This is an absolute annihilation by Mr. Gwen right now. And we're going into the 7th round. Round 3 on map 2. Everyone is off to a good beginning. Gwen really close to the palm trees, but he knew exactly that it's going to fit. So he can continue his rounds right now being in the lead. Massa in close pursuit together with Soulja and Hugo. Everyone within a 1/10 of a second right here. This landing can be crucial. Hugo again. Oh, and there goes Soulja full stopping into the pillar. And Hugo actually trying to contest Gwen right here. Massa being a little further behind. Doesn't get the greatest transition down the hill right there. Lost a lot of ground contact. And yeah, Soulja even further behind. So it will be the battle between Gwen and Hugo. Gwen with the no slide right there. Gained so much time with that. And now the last jump. Gwen jumping super low. And he continues. 50.843 by Gwen. Hugo again being unlucky. Getting the 51.2 in the wrong round. Again. Second place with a 51.2. Gwen with an absolutely insane ending right there. 7 out of 7. I don't want to know what Gwen put in his Kellogg's this morning, but it has to be insane. That shit needs to be insane. Last round on this map. Going through the first drift right here. Hugo most likely gonna have the upper hand right there. Went for a little release right there. And Gwen made a mistake. Is this the end of the clean sweep, ladies and gentlemen? Gwen has actually made a mistake right here. Oh. He is 1.1 seconds behind. And this could actually ruin his clean sweep. Bonk. And there he goes. This is definitely the early GG. I think Gwen can just stand up and leave the stage. But in the lead, we have a great battle. Hugo versus Massa. We're coming to the ending right here. And this is where the decision is going to be made. Both are sliding. None of these players is crazy enough. Hugo completely overshot that one. And Massa now finally getting a 10 point here with a 51.3. That was a bit too optimistic by Hugo right there. He just went completely over that finish block. He went super low and he knew that he had to just go for it because it might have been a bit too low. So yeah, important 10 points for Massa and he goes up to second place with 39 points. Being a whopping 34 points behind Gwen. 34 points after 2 maps. Let that sink in for a moment. The next map coming up right here. Disrespect Players is the map name. And here we're going to see 4 additional rounds. Another map that we haven't seen in the semifinals yet. So the first time that the players are going to go through this one today. This one has, yeah, a bunch of these, yeah, I would say Zerator-like block mixes where random inflatable objects are sticking through the ground and sculptures and everything. Aesthetically questionable, but at least a nice challenge to drive for the players. And here is where Gwen can show what he got. He ruined 1 round, which is obviously terrible. So he needs to redeem himself. The ending is basically this bug slide on the grass. And you need to get good enough of a bug slide in order to make this jump right here that Hugo was actually able to pass. So you need to get through the sculptures and trigger an invisible finish. Or, well, not technically invisible, but it's like a very, very small frame that you need to jump into. Right here. So you need to jump into this box and then you finish. So your bug slide exit needs to be really, really good. If you don't get a good exit out of that bug slide, you need to go safe. So a little bit of a random ending, because bug slide exits are, yeah, always a bit weird. So let's see what's going to happen. Gwen with 73 points, Massa 39, Soulja 37, Hugo 35. So there's a really balanced match here between 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And then Gwen is just playing a match on his own. Hugo in the lead. He's contesting Gwen. He wants to show that Gwen isn't like the madman here, that Hugo can also make something happen. And right now he's doing a fantastic job at keeping Gwen behind him right now. With roughly a 1/10 of a second here going into the bug slide section now. Hugo with the inside line, but Gwen keeping so much more speed. And this is exactly what you need right here. So Gwen, oh, he's actually going for the safe finish. And Hugo did finish. Did he finish? He finished. Hugo finished. Gwen went for the safe one. Massa on 3rd and Soulja gets 4th. So that is the next round lost for Gwen. 6 out of 8. The quote is going down. But he still has an insane point lead to work with. He certainly had the speed to go for the risky finish. So I'm not quite sure why he didn't go for it. But, hey, I think he's going by the mindset better safe than sorry, maybe. Even though his driving style certainly doesn't live up to that standard. Now he goes into the wall. Maybe Gwen is feeling a little bit of pressure now. Now that he started making mistakes, maybe more mistakes are coming in. Massa now in 1st place and he's about to take very important 10 points. Now that Gwen is eliminated, a 10-pointer is going to be really important. But he clips at the wall right entry. And from 1st to last, he goes right there. From hero to 0. That is Massa. Soulja having to respawn as well. Everything is like falling out of place right here. Hugo knows that he can take it easy right there. Still finishes with a proper time of 50.8. Next player is going to be Soulja that reaches the finish line. And then we have Gwen and Massa. Wow, Massa lost so much time. 20.3 seconds. This round has been going all over the place. A lot of risks being taken here by the players. But they know that, especially with this point repartition, the 1st and 2nd positions, the 10 and 6 points, they just give you so much bigger of an advantage that obviously at some point you're just tempted to risk. Gwen at 83, Hugo 55, got a little bit of away from Massa and Soulja, who are sitting there with 46 points each. But nothing is decided yet for that 2nd place. Gwen is looking really good for that victory already. But then again, anything can happen. In TrackMania, we have seen the craziest stuff already. And even someone like Gwen, who had an absolute banger of a beginning, can start to show some nerves and make mistakes and let the others come closer and closer and closer and closer. Round number 3, Gwen is being followed in a hot pursuit by Hugo, who went for a little bit of a release here. Here in that right-hander, you want to avoid sliding as much as possible, because you need to maintain that speed that you carry into that bug slide as well. The more speed you carry into that bug slide, the more you're going to keep at the exit. And Massa, oh, Massa getting a lot of speed. Massa might have been going for that risky finish, but he doesn't make it. Massa does not make it. but he managed to go on his wheels somehow. But yeah, he drops down all the way back to last place. Hugo on first, followed by Soulja, Gwen, and Massa. Massa doing some acrobatics in the invisible water. And that is gonna put a big dent into his points right here. From a potential 10-pointer again last. The second time in a row for the German player that this happened. He is gonna be quite upset about this. The final round coming up now. Maybe Massa is gonna be happy that this one's gonna be out of the rotation. Hugo with an insane beginning right here. But Massa very, very close by in the slipstream. And Hugo makes contact with one of the countless sculptures that are block mixed into the road right there. So Hugo now, he's the one that goes from hero to zero. Now this platform, Massa still in the lead. Soulja going out wide, got a very, very bad slide right there. And as you can see, that is going to cost him a lot of speed. Now the fight for first is going to be between Massa and Gwen. Massa getting an insane ending out of that bug slide. He could maybe just save it right now, but he's risking it again. Is he going to make it? Yes, and there he goes. Hole in one. 49.63 by Massa, and that is an absolute bonkers of a time right here. Massa gets it. And leaves Gwen on second, Soulja on third, and Hugo is exploring the boundaries of this track. Not sure what he was attempting there, but he's gonna get last. 3 points on his account. This was maybe what Massa needed to get that motivation back, to get the confidence back that he can do it after getting cucked twice in a row by, yeah, essentially ruining first place rounds by making a mistake and falling down all the way back to last place. So this was good for Massa. He's up to 59 points. Hugo still 9 points in front on second place with 68. Soulja with 56, also still close. And then there's Gwen with 93 points, who is coming closer and closer and closer to the 1,300 euro check that is going to be handed in at the end of this match for the winner. We are going on to the next track. It is From Heaven, a rather speed tech heavy map, which could play into the cards of Massa, because he is of course very familiar with maps of this style, but also the other players. They have gotten to this point for a reason, so they are of course very well prepared on a map like this. It's a very basic track, which does actually reward risks in the corners. It's a lot about maintaining the speed, keeping the speed intact, and making sure that you don't lose your momentum at any point, because then it's going to be really hard to get that back, especially at the ending, which you're going to be seeing right here, which has the risky jump into the finish. Not too difficult though, so I am pretty sure everyone is going to go for this. But yeah, this is going to be our next map, and I think here is where we're going to see some pretty close racing. And off we go, the start block underway with the first round on From Heaven. We have a little bit of an alternate route. This is actually not the intended route. Normally you go the circle the other way, but it is faster to do the circle this way. And since that's like no hassle, no biggie to drive that line, everyone's obviously going to go for it. Massa right now in last place, a little bit of a wonky beginning for the German player, finding himself 0.4 behind already at this point. Soulja on third place, and we have a fight for first between Gwen and Hugo. Going into the looping, this is the part where momentum is especially important. Going through that looping, you want to have every piece of speed that you can possibly carry through this. Hugo now trying to attack, gets a little bit of an aggressive line, and that was way too aggressive right there, and went into the wall, full stop as a result. Gwen now being unfought for. He's in the lead right now by 0.4. Massa being attacked by Soulja, coming down to the last turn. Soulja might be jumping a bit too far right, and Massa was almost able to snipe the Belgian player by getting that inside line. But at the end of the day, 0.04 of a second are tearing these two players apart for P2 and P3. Gwen with the next 10-pointer, followed by Soulja, Massa, and Hugo. And Gwen will break through the 100-point barrier, while Hugo is at 71, Massa at 63, Soulja at 62. Round number 2 underway, going through first set of drifts. Nothing too difficult right here. Massa slightly mistiming that turn and goes way tighter on the dirt than anyone else. And as you can see, you do want to stay away from the inside of the dirt, because that block in particular has bumps on the inside, on the darker side of the dirt. which you do want to avoid because bumps are slowing you down in terms of acceleration. So that's something that you do want to avoid. Massa, however, with a great comeback in that left-hand corner, gets a lot of speed out of this one, pushes himself back to that second place. Hugo is on a mad time right now, and this time around he does avoid the walls. Very, very inside line, super aggressive here once again. Massa almost making contact with the right side there, gets the no slide, gets into the wall right there, and throws himself down to last place. Hugo with a comfortable lead is most likely going to take the 10 points right there. Gwen on second place and Soulja on third. Fantastic time by hugo220 with a 52.543, only not even 2/10 away from the local record. So that is a really, really good time by Hugo, who is going to get the 10 points and is going to get away from Soulja and Massa for that second place, which are both sitting at 66 points with a tie for third. Gwen at 109. So if he keeps winning rounds, he is going to find himself in the 149 slap in the face situation. But yeah, let's see about that later. Hugo coming a little bit closer to Gwen. The gap is now 28 points. Used to be bigger for Gwen, but still plenty of buffer to work with at this point. Hugo in the lead once again. This really seems to be his map. He is really playing out of his mind on From Heaven, and he is right now in the perfect situation because Gwen, who is still first in the scoreboard, is last at this point of the round. Massa, oh, Gwen with a full stop into the pillar. Lucky that he didn't have to respawn at least. And we have a fight for P2 right now. Soulja with that inside line trying to attack the German player now, coming down to the ending. Massa might have a bit more speed, but Soulja gets the earlier grip on that platform transition, and he takes that second place. Hugo with the .69 right here and gets the next 10 points. This is the best opportunity for Hugo that he could have gotten right there, and he made use of it. Hugo getting 10, Gwen getting 3. The gap is melting by 7 points. The last round now on this track. This is another chance for Hugo to come even closer. This really seems to be Hugo's map, while Gwen is falling behind a little bit. But not the greatest start for Hugo here. He got a little bit of a slowdown on the dirt, but manages to come back very nicely into that left-hander. But he crashes on the inside. That was definitely an unnecessary risk at this point. Definitely avoidable there. So Hugo gets thrown back by 1.5 seconds, and Gwen is in the lead. Soulja on P2, Massa on third. This left-hander gotta be quick with the steering there. Left, right, insta around the S-turn bend right there. Everyone survives it. Gwen might be on a good time right there. Let's see what he's gonna clock in here. Let's see what the timer is gonna be stopping at. Gwen going for the outside approach. Survives it here, and he gets a 52.8. Soulja on second with a 53.2. Massa on third with a 53.6. And Hugo after the blunder. Whoa, he actually glitched under the map. That's fantastic. He get last. And the next map switch. We are seeing this track again. The map that has been the decider for the semifinals, Evolved Drift Mania. This one is gonna be quite interesting to see as well. Gwen is going into this map with 122 points, followed by Hugo, who still didn't get 100 points. So you can just see how big that gap actually still is, despite the previous map going very well into Hugo's favor. But the gap is still astronomically big, given the circumstances. So 122 points for Gwen, 94 for Hugo, who was able to capitalize a lot on the previous map, as I said. So he got away from Soulja and Massa. Now the gap is 16 points between second and third. And then another 4 extra points down to Massa. So Massa right now on last place with only 74 points. But this map could potentially be good for him. He has a good local record. He has a 103.10 in the local records. So could be good for him. Oh, wow. Hugo Airlines right there in the warm-up. That beta doesn't happen in the live rounds. So this map has a lot of momentum-based sections as well, including this ending, which is probably looking a bit easier than it actually... Whoa! Massa with a 4th local record, 103.022. He is marking his territory right here by setting a really good time in the warm-up. He did this to intimidate his opponents. Will it pay off though? We're gonna find out in the next 4 rounds. And potentially, Gwen is gonna be the one to reach the finalist status already. Point limit is 150, so he needs just a few rounds to become a finalist and be with 1 foot in the 1,300 euro bathtub. Going into the first round. Massa right now having the lead. All of the players are slowing down to get as much of that boost. Now that right-hand drift, Gwen releasing way too much, gets no speed over that stretch, and that is going to put him into quite a big disadvantage. Hugo now attacking the German player neck and neck, going into the wallbang section. Hugo had to lift off, almost hitting the checkpoint right there on the inside. Massa lifting off, tries to land as early on the slope as possible. And he gets it really nicely. Together with hugo220 there, going neck and neck through that final section now. Massa still having a little bit of a lead right here. But that might... But no. Hugo's throwing it away right here. Dropping down to 3rd place. And it looks like this is going to be a Massa round right here. The last uphill. Want to get it diagonally to maintain grip and ground contact. And that is going to be Massa with another really crunchy time. 1:03.073. Those are 2 fantastic times by the German player in a row. And this is what he needs if he wants to move forward in the scoreboard. Soulja getting 6, Gwen getting 4, Hugo getting 3. So the players in the back of the scoreboard right now are coming a tiny tad closer. Massa and Soulja with 84. Hugo still 13 points ahead and Gwen at 126. Soulja not carrying the greatest speed out of this left-hander. You clearly saw... Oh, 2 mistakes by both Massa and... Who was it? I think it was Gwen. Oh, yep, that was definitely Gwen. He is going to turtle into the checkpoint and continue his journey, but both made a mistake in the hairpin. However, Massa recovered a lot better than the French player, Gwen. So Massa is still in the mix, but that wallbang wasn't all too good. So right now he needs to settle with that 3rd place in this round. Is he going to make that jump? Barely. Oh my days, that was the earliest possible landing by Soulja. He landed right on the edge right there. That could have ended up worse. Could have ended up in a Soulja airline. But he is able to stabilize. Hugo in the lead. He is definitely going to take this one right here. He's the only one that actually goes to the left of the pillar, which is quite an interesting approach. Seems to be a bit too risky in my eyes, but that's how it is. Hugo, 1:03.15. Great racing by him. Soulja getting another good time as well. 1:03.5. And Massa on 3rd with a 1:04.09. And then there's Gwen. One of his worst rounds in this match. Oh god, what is he doing there? Almost didn't finish. But there he goes. Hugo coming closer. 22 points between 1st and 2nd. Round 3 underway. Nothing is decided yet here, ladies and gentlemen, but we can clearly see a tendency. And that was a mistake by Hugo now on the outside. Another mistake that could have been avoided by releasing a bit more than he did right there. But yeah, in the heat of situations, even things like this happen. Massa making love to the inflatable cactus. Now, that is something I will not question further, but that is, of course, going to throw him down quite a little bit. Gwen slid the entry into that left-hander. Goes for... Oh, that is a very interesting approach. Goes for a little bit of a zigzag to land a tiny tad earlier with his left back tire. Didn't really gain him too much, but still a little bit of a trickster that does deserve some shoutouts. Gwen versus Soulja. The fight for 1st place is going to be decided at the ending. Gotta get rid of the skid marks in order to avoid a nose slide right there. Gwen and Soulja going almost neck and neck into the last wallbang section right here. Who's going to keep more speed? Soulja was trying, but it wasn't enough right here. Soulja didn't have anything to lose at this point, and it is Gwen that takes that 1st position here with 10 points, followed by Soulja, Hugo, and Massa with another additional last place. Unfortunately, gonna throw him back even further. Now back on 4th again with 91 points. Soulja with 96, Hugo with 111, and Gwen at 139. So if he wins this upcoming round, he is gonna be at the aforementioned slap in the face 149. Final round coming up right here. Soulja having to adjust his line, but at least he didn't pull the Hugo. But however, he makes a mistake in the hairpin. So that is going to throw him back by quite a little bit here. Let's take a look at Massa, who is trailing on 3rd place right now with a 0.2 disadvantage going on the straight right now. He definitely has nothing to lose at this point either. Gwen now again going for the... Yeah, I don't know if that's really safer. The slide tactic right here, right there to the left. Not quite sure about that. Gwen jumping very far as well. Gonna lack a bit of speed here going into the right-hand drift. Massa coming a tiny tad closer, and Hugo right now having accumulated a very, very good gap to work with coming towards the ending of the track. Gwen oversliding a little bit here, but still stays in front of the German player. The final wallbang here. Massa's trying it. Did this part very well, but not enough to pass Gwen, who did a pretty good job at keeping the German player behind him. And a 1:02.957 by Hugo, which is an absolutely insane time by the French player. The first time under 1:03. Fastest match time. Very nice. And we are on the next track. Tiramisu. Another map that we haven't seen today yet. Gwen entering this one with 145. So he's still 24 points ahead of Hugo, who is still trying his best to deny Gwen as many points as possible. So Hugo has gotten a very, very good second half of the match. Gotta keep in mind that Hugo, Soulja, and Massa were like 2 points apart from each other in the beginning of the match. But then Hugo had definitely his better maps coming up in the later stage of the match, which is the reason why he was able to get away that nicely. So Hugo now with a very decent point gap to work with at this point. Soulja with 99 and Massa 95. They're still very close to each other. So that battle for third is still not decided yet. So, this map. The players, the people that have watched and followed the Spheriz Cup 5, everyone should remember what happened on this map. This one has been the decider on the quarterfinal matches, where a lot of stuff has happened that has been completely fabulous, like absolutely insane to watch. And most of it being triggered by this Zeppelin flip coming to the ending, which is quite difficult to get right. So let's see what awaits us on Tiramisu in the grand final of the Spheriz Cup 5. Gwen needs a first or second place in this round to become a finalist, and then he has 3-4 rounds at least to work with to secure his position in finalist mode and snack 1,300 euro into his bank account. Or, I don't know if he has a bank account. He's 14. Probably his dad's bank account. Anyway, let's go into the round. Soulja right now having a very, very good looking beginning. Massa sliding this left-hander. Oh, and there goes Soulja. Into the sculptures he goes, and we have one player less for the fight for first. Gwen going for an inside line, double inside line by Gwen. That is something that I haven't seen before. Not sure by how much that is actually going to pay off. Now we have that ceiling hit that Hugo actually got a tiny little bit better here. Hugo carried a bit more speed and will pass Mr. Gwen for that first place. But now the ending is going to be decisive. Who's going to get the lower jump? Gwen. Oh, Gwen died. And Massa is going to be like, Dankeschön. He's going to take that first place. And everyone else seemingly died right here. Gwen dropped down to third. Hugo has finished on second. And then there's Soulja, who is very, very far back already. But he will be able to reach the finish line here as well. 16.8 seconds. That was not the greatest round for the Belgian player. And Gwen receives la manchette, the slap in the face. 149. This hurts just a bit though, because he still has a lot of points to work with. So not too bad. Not too bad. Round number 2. Ooh, Gwen almost falling off on the left. That looked like a really risky approach. And Soulja again struggling with the left-hander. It is quite difficult to get that part right, because if you have the wrong height on this banked block, then it's just going to throw you out of it at the exit. So you need to be careful, which is the reason why Massa, for example, is sliding it to make sure that he does not get sent out of the track right there. We have a 3-man battle for first, which will be decided in the ending once again. Gwen with a bit less speed, carrying towards this part now. Massa gets to flip the lowest again, and he will take another first place right here. Soulja on second, Hugo on third, and Gwen on last. But that is not gonna matter too much right here. Gwen will be finalist. And Massa with a very, very good performance on this map so far, getting the end very nicely twice in a row. And now, the madman. Gwen from Team Reflex, 14 years old. Will he make it a quickie? And will he make it happen in the first finals round? We are gonna put all eyes on Gwen himself. Not the greatest beginning for him. Got a little slide over that transition, and Gwen finding himself on last right now. Makes a mistake, and this is already quite a spicy situation for Gwen, since he has quite a lot to catch up from. Might be the pressure kicking in for Gwen now. He makes another mistake. Touch the wall again. He is definitely going to be out of this one, unless all of the 3 opponents are going to be dying at the end. Soulja almost not jumping over that hole. Hugo with a bit more speed. Massa lost a bit of time right there. Where is Gwen? Gwen is right behind. No, Gwen does not make it. Soulja taking first. Oh, Hugo! Hugo clipped the checkpoint and lets Massa take... Wait, what? Oh my god, Massa! Massa, how did he even finish that? How did that work? That was top 10 illegal TrackMania techniques right here. Wow. That was 100% luck right here. Gwen going into his second finals attempt. Hugo with 135 coming closer. And Massa with 121 surely capitalizes on this map as well. This one goes pretty well for the German player so far. Soulja going out wide here once again. Hugo died. That is one opponent less for Gwen, who is going for the attack on the German player. Massa still in the lead by roughly a car length. And now we have this ceiling hit. Both going for the 180 spin here. Massa got a bad landing. And that will allow Gwen to pass Massa right now. Gwen up to first. And the ending will be decisive. Massa not with the greatest grip up that hill. And if Gwen gets a good ending, this is the GG. And he does not get it! Massa gets that ending better! And it is Gwen that is on second place and gets denied for another time. Massa gets that first place, 54.488, and he is denying Gwen again. What a race. And this is getting spicy for Gwen now, because now he's running out of chances. His opponents are coming closer and closer. Massa getting another 10 up to 131. Hugo did not even finish yet, so you can clearly see the pressure is now rising for every one of these players. Hugo barely able to reach the finish line, but he gets 3 points. Hugo 138, Massa 131, Soulja 122, and this map is coming to an end. This final is going places. And we're going on to the elevator map. Oh, a lot can happen here. This is gonna be a map that tests your nerves a lot. This is gonna be the ultimate test for your nerves, because we have the pipe, we have the beginning, we have the ending. So many parts where things can go wrong. On paper, this is a good map for Gwen, but pressure. Now, it is getting to his head. You can't deny that Gwen has been looking over all of these denials just like that. You can't tell me that he is not hit by that. He is of course going to be a little bit set back by the fact that he had such a big point gap to work with, and all of the finals attempts have just not gotten through at all. So Hugo only 12 points short. Massa 19 points short. Soulja is also not to be counted out yet. Anything can happen here, I think. And I think we are going to see quite a bunch of mistakes here. Gwen still has at least 2 attempts until Hugo or Massa are going to be a finalist. So 2 quote-unquote safe attempts for him to close it out. but that doesn't mean anything. So now it is gonna be do or die. Who is gonna deny Gwen? Or is Gwen gonna bust out the round of his life and close it out in his first attempt? On this map, that is. GLHF, this one's gonna be exciting. I am hyped. And off we go. The start block right here. Dropping down into the first sculpture section, where precision is key. Everyone survives it here. Massa gets the best start, followed by Gwen, Soulja, and Hugo right now trailing behind. This right-hander now, you do want to get a Neo slide going to drift as tightly as possible. Hugo clipped, but the fact that this ground that you drive on is actually a magnet allowed him to somewhat survive that one. But Hugo and Soulja have already fallen back, so it will be Massa, the only player that can deny Gwen at this point. Going onto the pipe now. Ultimate silence. Gwen gets it better. Gwen gets it a lot better. Hugo fell into the abyss. And Massa lost almost... Yeah, he lost 1.6 seconds. Is this the end? Is this the end? Gwen has 1.5 seconds to work with. Wait, was that a slowdown? I think it's fine. Gwen might be on his way. The final jump coming up for Reflex Gwen. 14 years old. And he gets it right here. Gwen wins the Spheriz Cup 5 and cashes in 1,300 euro. GG, well played. And that was an absolutely deserved victory for him. Congratulations to Gwen. What a performance by him. No words. And on this map, he certainly profited from other people making a mistake on the pipe. Everyone else took it a bit safer, fell off, and that put Gwen into this 1.5 second advantage going into the final sector, which is the easiest of the track. So he had it almost in the backpack after the pipe part. GG to Bren, but we still have more money to be distributed among the players. Second place gets 500, so this is still not decided yet. Hugo with 141 needs a victory to become a finalist. Massa with 137 needs one more round. And then there's Soulja with 126, who doesn't get the greatest beginning into round number 2. Did I say Bren? I meant Gwen. My apologies if I said Bren. I just love that guy too much. But all jokes aside, going onto the pipe now. Hugo! 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 He fell. And also Massa fell. Soulja, the only player that actually survived the pipe. Everyone else has died. And here you see the difference. Soulja already like miles behind. Massa being more than 10 seconds behind. So this round definitely clustered. And this is good for Soulja. Wait, where he's going? Soulja? Soulja is going for a little off-road trip here. But he gets a 108.777. And with that, he gets 10 points that he desperately needs. That is good for Soulja. Hugo getting second, and Massa crosses the finish line now. So this round has been going all over the place, and no one will be a finalist. Now, the chance is there to have double finalists between Hugo and Massa. Massa needs to win, Hugo needs to finish. And Soulja can do whatever you want. So, this is... Oh my god. Going into the round. Round number 3. We have 2 more left. And Soulja right now having the weakest beginning. Taking a bit easier, but this drift was very, very good. And pushes himself up to second place. Massa in the lead. Hugo with more exit speed. That approach was certainly superior. Goes up to second place once again. And now the elevator. Zoop. There you go. And Massa gets it the best. Hugo with the safety respawn to make sure that he approaches the pipe exactly straight. And onto the pipe we go. Almost inside of each other here. Did Massa fall? Massa did not fall, but he lost a lot of speed right there. Neck and neck we go through the 180 turnaround between Soulja and Hugo. Both of them have what it takes to take that first place. Dropping down onto the dirt now. Hugo might have the upper hand here. Gets a lot more speed out of that left-hand dirt corner. So Hugo will be in the lead. Hugo goes for the alternate line here at the ending. Let's take a look here at the T-Tours camera right here. Here we see Hugo jumping. Soulja trying to attack right there. Soulja gets it! Soulja gets it by 0.3 of a second. That was a better approach by Soulja. And he gets 10 points in front of Hugo. And Massa getting last. Hugo will be finalist. Massa actually dropping down to 4th now with 145 and Soulja with 146. If Hugo gets denied and the others finish, Massa needs 1st or 2nd. Then we have triple finalist mode for the 500 euro cash prize. I don't want to be in the shoes of these players right now. The final round on this track. Hugo getting an early lead. Massa on P2, Soulja on 3. Very good drifts here by everyone. Soulja touching on the right side. Soulja definitely needs to get back onto the pipe. He needs to risk it for the biscuit here on the pipe. Hugo once again with the safety respawn. Massa struggling to get on the pipe. Almost fell off. He fell off. Massa dead. Hugo dead. Soulja dead. What is happening? The pressure is getting to all of the players. Massa right now having the advantage. He is in the lead, but gets passed by Hugo. Hugo, that's a bit of a wonky approach right there. Massa goes for the outside approach, but Hugo having the advantage. Hugo having the advantage. 1.6 seconds that he can work with right here. And if Hugo gets it, then this is it. Bonks into the wall right there. Might be a bit of speed loss right there. But this could be the round for Hugo. Hugo220 jumps into the finish and he takes 2nd place in the Spheriz Cup 5. Gets 500 euro. GG. Defeats Soulja and Massa that are now gonna be finalists as well. And what a final that was. Great first LAN for Hugo. 2nd place in the Spheriz Cup 5. This was his first LAN attendance. And he actually got it in a very comfortable fashion. And we are gonna go on to the final round of this match. Massa versus Soulja in a 1v1 clutch. That is gonna be deciding who is gonna win 150 euro and who is gonna win 50 euro. Massa from Germany versus Soulja from Belgium. One final warm-up. We're gonna go on to Koh Lanta, the final map. This is gonna be do or die. After the warm-up, we are live. And then there's only one chance that spreads the players apart. 100 euro. Not a very convincing dirt line by Soulja. Both are retiring their warm-up. And here we go with the final round of the Spheriz Cup 5 Grand Final. Soulja versus Massa. Into the final round we go. Both are off to a good start. Here we see the differences. Massa still the only one that goes for this approach. We see Soulja going for a wider approach, keeps more speed, and already puts himself into a very comfortable situation. Has gained like 0.3, 0.4 already over Massa. That is going to be quite difficult to catch up from the German driver. He goes for the no-jump strategy, and that is going to be a great comeback by Big Massa. He gets a lot of speed onto the dirt, and all of a sudden it is neck and neck going onto the dirt now. The uphill, Massa risking it for the biscuit and touches with his back end, and that is going to throw him back once again. Soulja in the lead and gets a lot more speed going down onto the dirt part here. Is this the early GG already? The ending can be decisive, but Massa is almost a whole second behind. Soulja almost clipping the platform on the inside, but he manages to survive right here. Massa still lurking in the shadows and waiting for a mistake from from Soulja to happen here. Maybe at the ending. Let's see. Flat landing important. Massa is pushing it. Massa is pushing it. Soulja hits! Soulja hits! And Massa takes 3rd. Massa getting the 3rd place handed for free after Soulja hit his forehead on the sign in the last jump. That was very unfortunate for Soulja. He had it there and jumped a tiny bit too far left right there. Massa wins the 3rd place in the Spheriz Cup 5. 150 euro go towards him. And the last place, the winner of our hearts, is gonna be Soulja from Belgium for Team Venture. That gets 50 euro and a 4th place and an aluminum medal for the Spheriz Cup 5. Gwen is our big winner. One of the fans' favorites, 14 years old, and he proved everyone that he can do it. He gets it, 1,300 euro in front of hugo220, Massa, and Soulja. That is gonna be the end of the Spheriz Cup 5. What a match. GG.